to my platform. My name is Choma Ugudinwigwe, aka Marriage Amiibo. I am the only woman in Nigeria who is going to tell you as it is. The only married Nigerian woman who is going to tell you the truth about your single life as a woman and your married life as a woman. So, what I'm all about is helping Nigerian women to acquire common sense in relationships. I'm helping Nigerian women to take charge of their lives, to be in total control of their happiness, so that, they're not deceived by all the information out there that people are sharing that are not telling the real truth about marriages. And that is the reason why I call myself Marriage Amiibo. I'm the only one that can tell you as it is. A lot of people don't like me because they don't like my content, because they are not used to hearing the truth. They want it sugar coated. But those that love it, they come back to my messenger, they come back to my inbox, and I know that my content has saved a lot of people. Yeah. So today I'm going to talk to us about the need for every married woman to pay attention to their physical health, mental health, emotional health. Because this is one thing that many people don't tell you. A lot of women on social media, they come out there, they post a lot of pictures, they wear all sorts of smiles as if everything about their lives is together. But behind those smiles, those women, they are juggling up a whole lot, that they are not talking about. And that is why a lot of single ladies, instead of finding the truth about some of these things, they have the wrong information and they go into these marriages expecting, all those things that they are seeing on social media. And when they get there, they run into a shock. So today I'm going to speak to us about the need to look out for, as a married person, you need to constantly look out for yourself, okay? You need to pay attention to your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, especially as a mother, especially when you start having children. This is when you start getting all that pressure. It's already enough pressure when you get married because a lot of people are already checking up on you the first few months of your marriage. What you're going to get is that people are going to start calling you. They will open their calendars for you. They will start checking for you when you're pregnant, when you're getting pregnant, and all those calls are coming. That's already enough pressure on your emotions. And if you're unfortunate to be married to a man that is not considering your emotions, and he joins all these people that are putting this pressure on you, you find out that you're already going through emotional stress. So these are some of the things that tend to stress our women that they are not paying attention to. And I am making this video today because a lot of women, a lot of Nigerian women have gone into depression, are already mental wrecks today because of their marriages. Marriages are costing our women their mental health, and that is why I decided to make this video today. So if you're planning to get married, you're a single person, you're thinking about getting married, I need you to know today that there are so many things that are going to come at you as a married person that is going to impact on your physical health, is going to impact on your emotional health, is going to impact on your mental health. And you need to pay attention to these three areas. If not, you may end up in a psychiatric home, and this is not a joke. So talking about the physical health, now you get married and you want to be jack of all trades. You're trying to do everything because they've told you that as a woman, it is your work to do this. You're juggling it up with your work, your business. My advice to you is to ensure that you have enough resources to invest in a domestic staff. Yeah, because you need that support. You need that support in your home. I know a lot of Nigerian women are really worried about hiring domestic staff because they are worried that their men will start sleeping with them. If this is your case, honestly, I don't know how to help you in that area. You just have to help yourself, okay? You have to find a way to help yourself. So if you're going to get in that nanny, maybe you would opt for day nanny that comes and leaves, she comes at a certain time and leaves at a certain time. Maybe she's not living in. You just have to find something that works for you. But the most important point I'm trying to make here is that you need to pay attention to your physical health, that you're not wearing yourself out trying to do everything all by yourself, because you're going to find out that you may be falling sick over and over again, especially if you're having children. And that brings me to the second point, which is the reason why I keep talking about people should not be in a hurry to have children. You really, really need to understand your schedule. You really need to understand your finances. You guys need to do a lot of planning before you start bringing children into your relationship. Because once the children come in, the dynamics changes, okay? You're going to have to really need support. If you're trying to juggle all these things together, especially if you're working or you have your own private business, these things also require your time. And I want to tell you that raising a child requires a lot of energy. Your time, your emotional energy, your physical energy, your mental energy. There's just a whole lot that you're going to be putting into raising those children. So that is that for physical health. You just have to pay attention to it, except you want to go and meet Jesus on time. So that's just that for on that point. And I'll be moving on to your emotional health. Yes, women were very emotional people. A lot of times, we're worried about how people see us. We're competing with one another. We're checking out ourselves, whether we have a child or not. People are calling us and they're trying to put us under pressure because we've not had a child, or maybe because we've had children and they are not the particular sex that is expected. There's just so much that women are dealing with emotionally. Or they may be in that relationship where their spouses may be body shaming them. They go in there and they find out that their man doesn't really appreciate them anymore. He's beginning to look at, or so many things. Just ensure that you're on top of your game emotionally. You're not allowing anything to bring your emotions down, because this is so important, because your energy as a woman is tied to your emotional energy. So anything that is pulling down your emotions is equally impacting on your productivity as a person. So you need to really want to understand what you're really doing in that relationship. If you're in a place where you're going through emotional abuse, and that's why I'm very big on bringing yourself out of any environment that is toxic. That you're living with someone who speaks to you, as if you're their slave, as if they bought you at a certain price. The person has no regards and respect for you. My advice to you is to reconsider that relationship. And if what will give you sanity is to step aside from it, please go ahead and step aside from it. Step aside from it and have your emotions back, because everything you want to do in life is tied to your emotions. And if your emotions are already going down, I'm telling you that it's going to impact on your physical health, and before you know it, you're going to slide into depression and you might begin to fall sick. So this is why how these things are connected. Then I'll also move on to your mental health. This is so very important. If you're stressed out, it's affecting your mental health. If your partner is not supporting you, it affects your mental health. And that's the reason why it's very important that you have proper conversation with your spouse before you get married to them, so that you can understand what you're signing up for. A lot of ladies complain that they have these absent husbands who are not there. They're there, but they're not there. These things impact on your emotional health. So what I will advise is that you need to call that guy for meetings. Have conversations with them. Let them know exactly what you feel, how you feel about certain things they're doing, and you guys should, have be able to have a meeting point. And if you guys are not able to agree on some of these things, you may have to bring in a third party into that conversation. But the point remains that as a mother, as a married woman, your physical health, your emotional health, your mental health are areas you really need to pay attention to, so that you don't end up as a psychiatric patient, because a lot of married women today are struggling in these areas. They've totally lost their minds, because these are things they've been managing for years without knowing what to do about them. So you want to really protect yourself in these areas so that you don't break down. Yeah, so if you are currently going through something, and you think that you're challenged in these three areas that I've mentioned, I think you will need to start paying attention to them and see how you can reduce this stress on you, so that you don't get yourself in a place where you might have to end up depending on drugs for life. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share with us today. Your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health is very important as a woman, and you really want to pay attention to these things, especially if you have children. If you're a mother, if you're a wife, you really want to pay attention to these things. And if you think that you might want to consult, a specialist, you want to talk to them, I think you may need to do that. If you think you have been through stress for whatever reasons, you may need to consult a specialist for further engagements to support you and maybe to advise you on some things that you need to do. But in everything, ladies, you just need to find time to rest. Don't overwork yourself. Don't try to be jack of all trades. Don't try to impress anybody, because life is really short and you're still living in a body. And our bodies can give up on us when we overstretch it. So thank you for watching. Feel free to drop your comments in the inbox. I'm waiting to read them. Bye bye.